Dr. Stone?
Yeah, hi, my name's Jeff Stone, Dr. Stone. I'm a pediatrician at Waterville Pediatrics. And I've been practicing in pediatrics for almost 29 years now. This is hometown, Waterville. I came back here and my whole thing on pediatrics is prevention. You know, we know smoking causes disease, disability, harming nearly every organ in the body. Smoking causes cancer, heart disease, lung disease, stroke, diabetes, and COPD. Those aren't issues I deal with every day. That's what happens down the line if these kids start, smoking products and for the addiction. I'm into the prevention piece. I love immunizations. I love preventing diseases. But you got to remember what's happening also the brain. Nicotine exposure during adolescence and young adulthood can cause long-term harm to brain development. Our brains are still growing up until about age 26. We all know about it. That's when we really start to develop an adult brain. So it's so susceptible to nicotine addiction at this age. And we know that if you haven't started smoking by age 26, you're probably not going to smoke. Think about that for your own examples. For people that smoke, they all started early. So we need to try to prevent this. So addressing tobacco policy, particularly the tobacco industry's use of flavored tobacco products, is one of the first things we can and must do to set things right. We know the science of menthol, why they did this. It makes it much more dangerous with the menthol and the flavored tobacco products. Menthol numbs the throat, masks the harsh taste of tobacco, and it makes it easier to inhale and inhale more deeply and becoming even more addicted to nicotine. I've watched the explosion of youth e-cigarette use or vaping in my community. Kids tell me their stories. When I do physicals on teenagers, I kick the parents out. I talk to the kids about all these issues, the sex and drugs and everything. And they will tell me how much vaping that's going on. A lot of them will hesitate, say it's not me, it's others. But when I get to it, it is them a lot of times. And it's easy. They like the taste. It's easy. They can sneak it in school. And it's setting up for such addiction to them. We know e-cigarettes come in literally thousands of flavors, cotton candy, strawberry shortcake, flavors. These aren't for adults, these are for kids. And it's to try to hook these kids and get them into, being cool with these tobacco products and then hopefully become adult cigarette smokers. Our kids are sitting ducks, and this would not be happening without the mint, menthol, candy, and fruit flavors that are being targeted to them. We know if you prevent nicotine addiction in kids, you can prevent smoking-related illness in adulthood. Some people say this isn't the time to do this. We got a COVID epidemic. We got bigger things going on. So I want to give you a story that I was at a conference at the end of last February, so almost a year ago. And the first lecturer of the day, on the first day of the conference, was a pediatric pulmonologist, a lung doctor, talking about vaping and how bad it was with the oils from the vaping getting down to lungs. And if we remember back to then a year ago, we were getting the daily update on how many people had died from inhaling this stuff and having vaping deaths. And we thought, oh my God, it's just getting worse and worse. Well, the second day of my lecture, in walks a person in pediatric infectious disease. And she says, well, we're going to erase the topic I had because there's a bigger topic now, COVID. And that was the first really starting hearing about COVID. And she had put together the night before the talk on COVID and how bad it is. And it's just amazing that suddenly the vaping story went away and it's like, oh, COVID is everything. But I want you to realize that, you add up the deaths from the CDC for Maine as of this morning, 636 people have died due to COVID in Maine alone. That's horrible. But how many people die from smoking related deaths every year in the same time period? Not 636, 4 times that, 2,400 people. It's just amazing how bad of a story for smoking is, but we're all focused on COVID. But I think we got to move forward. As a pediatrician, I want to say to lawmakers, we have to be partners with this. We have to go after this vaping and tobacco issue more. We were doing a good job in the beginning. We slipped, but now we got to get back. We need to create the environment that gives Maine youth and the young adults a fighting chance to grow up tobacco free. We need to end the sale of all flavored tobacco products in Maine. Thank you.